Well, this energy for a Sunday morning, definitely not a start. Everybody in the house here, are you ready for the Builders Edition? Hello. Hello everyone. Can I hear you all? It's a Sunday morning, Ather Community Day. Oh, very good morning everybody. No? Okay, right, let's do an energy check. Are you all awake? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah? Alright. I'll point my hand towards you and you make some noise. Let's see which side's got some great energy packed for the day. Yes? Are you all ready this side? Yeah? Probably. Yeah, sure. Alright, yes, hello and a very good morning, a very warm welcome to each one of you here at Ather's Community Day 2026's Builders Edition. Each of you, let's give a round of applause for yourselves for being here today. Ather Community Day 2026, of course, the Builders Edition is the day 2, and supported by Edme, GoDigit, Tata AIG, and Google Pixel. I am Ahmad, your host for the Builders Edition, and of course, the Ather Community Day 2026. How many of you here in the house are wondering what Ather Community Day is? You can make some noise. I can't see your hands because of the lights. Yes, wondering? Yes? I see a hand up in the air even now with the spectacles and the goggles there. Yes. Anybody else still wondering what Ather Community Day means? Sure. With the responses that we're getting, let's do a quick exercise. Right? At a count of 3, 2, 1, can I see each of you clap loud? 3, 2, 1. Can you all clap loud together as one group at a count of 3, 2, and 1? Sorry. Can you all clap just once at a count of 3, 2? Listen, bro. 3, 2. Good morning. 3, 2. Hello, good morning. 3, 2. 3, 2. 3, 2, and 1. 1. 1. Twice the count of 2. 2. 2. 1. Shout loud the count of 3. 1. 1. 2. 2. 1. And 3. Well, yes, that's a good pack of energy, at least for now. So yes, for the ones wondering what Ather Community Day is, Ather Community Day, which has just gotten bigger. It used to be a single day event to now we do a 2-day event. This is the Builders Edition that we have for the day 2. Ather Community Day actually started off with about 700 attendees during the first edition. This is the 4th edition that we're doing today, and we have a crazy number of people joining in. We of course had a good bunch, over 5,000 people yesterday, 5,000 attendees, and today we have the builders. The builders community is what is in the house today. So yes, day 1 was all about what we build. Yes, where Ather showed the magic of engineering, made some exciting reveals, and gave a sneak into some amazing work that's happening for an electric future. What is the day 2 about? The day 2 of Ather Community Day 26 is the Builders Edition and is about how we build. It's our way of sharing the philosophy and thought process with the larger world and possibly inspire to lead the next generation of deep tech innovation in the country. We will also have representation from very cool tech companies including Sarvam, Sarla Aviation, Metastable, Agnit, Ati Motors, and many more. But before we begin, how many of y'all here attending the Builders Edition wish to walk away with some amazing prizes, goodies from Ather? Would you all be excited if I say one of you will stand a chance to walk away with an Ather 450? Yes, you heard me, right? Participate in the social contest, capture magical moments, experiences from through the day, and continue posting on your social handles, that's Instagram and LinkedIn, with hashtag Ather Community Day, and stand a chance to walk away with Ather 450, the Overtone Edition, and the winners will be announced by 5 p.m. this evening. That's one. Also participate in the treasure hunt by Unstop, and the winning team stands a chance to walk away with goodies sponsored by Google. All this right here during the Builders Edition, Ather Community Day 2026. And a lot more exciting experiences in the house. And of course, the games have been lined up for you all as well during these days. If you love getting inked, and if you love being a walking canvas, we've got some amazing designs for you all to choose from. Visit every Magic of Engineering zone and walk away with cool Ather merchandise, cool memories also to cherish from the event. Get your hands on a bunch of fun-filled arcade games, exclusively crafted magical experiences. Get an exclusive view of the Ather stunt show, the off-track experience with the Ather 450. All this happening right here at the Builders Edition, the day 2 of the Ather Community Day 2026. Without further ado, let's get started. Before that, a very quick video for all of you here.
Where are you going? Safety first.
No, Papa.
You're good for it, no? Now good. Alright, dale, beta.
The Windows edition is also supported by Tata AIG, and of course we have representatives from Tata AIG who wish to connect with you all quickly. Calling upon Pradeep MS, Deputy Vice President South, and Sarada Mitra, Senior Manager Sales Academy, to come forward. Yeah.
Hello and a very good morning everyone. So as you all just look through the video of Tata AIG and may have come across a lot of other ads, and probably you all would have seen a lot of safety regarding instructions from Tata AIG. So yes, we are an insurance company and we have been in the market since the 2000s, and to give you a brief on Tata AIG is a part of the Tata Group. It has the trust, the confidence that the Tata Group provides, and the insurance expertise of AIG. So with that, I would want to tell everyone that on this day with Ather, we would want to speak about the relationship that Ather and Tata AIG has. As an insurance company, Tata AIG has grown and has crossed the market of a 20,000 crore above premium that we have written this year in 2026. And with Ather, as we know, since they have been developing, innovating, and has been powered by a technologically driven ecosystem for mobility of individuals, Tata AIG also focuses on, helping or trying to protect these very motor users who are so much into technology and they need the right kind of protection for their vehicles. So with that, in a general two-wheeler motor, insurance that you see, the general own damage coverages that are there, that definitely does get covered in Ather. But Ather also, requires a much more comprehensive cover with, technological covers such as your electric search, roadside assistance, battery depreciation. These are certain covers which you do not find in a general motor insurance, but in partnership with Ather, Tata AIG brings about these three major coverages, and there's also a different range bundles of different products that Tata AIG has to offer in partnership with Ather. So I would request you all to look towards Ather along with the partnership with Tata AIG, so that you get a better protection for your electric vehicle. Thank you.
Hi. I would like to happily say that we have associated with Ather from 2024. So far we have insured almost 1 lakh plus customers, and we are whatever Ather is selling, in that we are insuring 26% of the customers as of now. So we will continue to provide the innovative tech solution for providing peace of mind for our customers. So this is what Tata AIG. So you guys have seen most of the time, so safety. So while Ather is providing a better vehicles, and we also continue to provide the innovative risk too, and for the safety purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharda and Pradeep, for joining us on stage. Thank you. Moving ahead quickly, with a roaring round of applause, everybody, let's call upon the Chief Digital and Information Officer, Ather Energy, Anjani Kumar, to welcome and address.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I think me being an engineer, anyway supercharged, generally looking at this crowd, I am very supercharged, more supercharged I would say. So, I don't know, little bit of background about Ather, I'll start with. So, I don't know how many of you know, Ather was started by two IIT engineers in the campus, IIT Chennai 2013. And it was just two people. It took us quite some time before they had the product. And I have heard both Swapnil and Tarun, who are our co-founders, I have heard from them several times, several stories, how they used to meet people who would be potential customer, who can just give ideas, who can validate ideas. So fundamentally, as a company, we believed in listening to people, debating, collaborating. That has been fundamental ethos of how Ather was started. Story, but you can tell your story using marketing techniques. It was also in our ethos that we will do collaboration with designers, engineers and builders, because they are the ones who make the company even before we know what it is. Later we all know all the startups which you see, but it is designers, engineers, builders who have done this, right? And that is where, when we started ACD, that was the intention. It took us 3 years. I would say less of a nerve, more of a logistic challenge. But this is why we have started this Builder Day, where we want to collaborate with all of you. Little bit of, how many of you have seen Ather scooter or have heard about Ather scooter before registering for this? Almost all. Very good. So Ather is known for its magical features. And you see magical features getting used on the road. But it is not just created just like that. Behind that, there are a lot of discussion, a lot of deliberation, a lot of failures, a lot of iteration. The discussion, whiteboards, nobody captures whiteboard which are erased. Nobody films the room where all these discussions are happening. And this is the day where we are going to open it for all of you, where you will see what goes behind. How do we build Ather magical products? Now the room which we are talking about, little bit of, how it is different. I have worked in multiple sectors, automobile sector, insurance sector, Tata AIG, somebody who was from Tata AIG, that was one of my last company where I was CTO. I have worked for IBM, and one thing which is very different in Ather is the first principles thinking and engineering first thinking. Now many of you will see what is first principles thinking. It is nothing is sacrosanct. You can question anything and everything what has been used. And I have seen in the rooms, we discuss, deliberate so many times. In many companies I have seen where as a senior we take a decision. It is not so in Tata AIG. In Ather. What happens is people challenge you, people discuss, and sometimes challenge gets into uncomfortable mode, but we don't stop there. We make sure that we address anything and everything. When Tarun launched the product yesterday, Ather Konarc, there were a lot of features. And we actually deliberated that if this does not happen, how will this different features face in different conditions, correct? And some of them were very, probably it is 0.1% chances of happening, but we did discuss it. Sometimes you take the risk of going ahead with the constraint, but we discuss all of them. and then only take a decision. And that is what is Ather today. We will show you how it is done in the background, and many of you will be part of it. One of the things which many of us think constraint is a problem, and that is true. When Ather started in 2013, you are talking of, our founders had idea of starting something in energy. When they started talking about EV, first thing they realized, damn, charger ecosystem, even if we make the scooter, charger ecosystem does not exist. One way to deal with it, there's a bad idea. Let's wait for charger ecosystem to come, and then we will go for EV. What they did instead, they made the charger ecosystem as a part of the product. And that is what is the first principles thinking. That is what is the engineering thinking, and you are trying to solve the problem. You are not just trying to do a technology, one of the technology. Next one was Ather Stack, which is our software bundle, software product in the scooter. We started looking at a lot of external software, which was there, easy to use. I mean, you can get them, customize a little bit and start using, which many companies do. Nothing wrong in that. But when we looked at longer term scalability, the kind of magical feature we want to create, the imagination, the vision of the founders, we realized there's a harder path, but probably we should take that. And that is exactly we did. In shorter term, was it not inefficient? The answer is yes. Longer term, when we look back, we feel that was the right decision. But to reach to that, it was not just software. It was design, hardware, software, and most of you who are in this room actually are from diverse background. And you would be thinking a lot of the time, oh, we could do a lot of things through software, most of the things through software. And if you look at it, even startups, there are more AI startups than hardware startups. But deep tech, most of the deep tech globally, if you look at it, it's a combination of design, engineering, software, and then building together. And this is exactly today. We wanted to have this day, Builders Day, just for that, where we bring designers, engineers, software people, all of them together in a room, and we do the deliberation, we open up what we do behind. The next idea, which is, I am a techie, I'm the CDIO for Ather Energy. Any discussion doesn't complete in this era without the use, talking about AI. AI is, a lot of people think AI is just a technology, but AI is not a technology, it's an enabler. In our company, how we do AI, the AI is there in engineering, AI is there in marketing, AI is there in design, AI is there in manufacturing. An example would be, we wanted to diagnose software, which we used to do through different means, like, a technician sitting in Amethi is diagnosing the software. Now, as we go to tier 2, tier 3, we realized there is a problem because finding people who will know the software is difficult. And then we came up with uses of AI, and this was done by multiple teams, engineering team, service team, software team. You could diagnose the software, the scooter, using that AI bot. And this is how we think about AI. Now, AI has done something very different. It can give you all the answers. So getting answer was very easy, was not easy. Now getting answers are easy. But the tough question is, are we working on the right problem? Most of the time, since answers are easy, are we getting the right problem? And this is again, today when you are here, you should be thinking in different sessions. How did this person who is talking about, or when you are deliberating something, how did they decide this is the problem worth solving? And this is a game changing in the AI era. you should know which problem to solve. Answers are plenty. No worries on answers. Previously, the application which took 3 months, 6 months to develop, you could do in a couple of weeks, few iterations. Again, I'll not talk about AI and LLM. I will leave the media to talk about all those things you see every day. The next one is, I talked about community, correct? When Tarun and Swapnil started, and there were just two of them. Nothing is built alone or just 1-2 people. They were helped by IIT Chennai, professors, ecosystem, investors who believed in 2 grads, 2 engineers. When there was no market, they were trying to create a category. You had suppliers who were making product and they don't know whether that product will ever come and see the light of the day. Engineers who were working with us were not sure of their career and not sure of their product, but selflessly they believed that yes, this can be a product. And that is where something is a give back. This we wanted to do for this, creating the community of engineers, of designers, of builders, with whom we can have this discussion. What we learned over 13 years probably, we want to help people and we want to create that community where you have guidance, you learn from our experience. You also question us, because many of you might have right question, and as I said, we welcome the questions, we welcome the deliberation. This is the day we are looking forward to. Last thing, which I just want you to leave with, and today you should be making use. Today's sessions or deliberations are not for, there's not a master class. If you need answers, as I said, you can get from AI, LLMs, anytime you want these days. This is more of a working session where you should be asking tough question, silly question, basic question. What has happened is, over the period of time, a lot of places, silly questions, basic questions are not welcomed. This is the room which I was talking about at our place, where silly questions are welcomed, basic questions are unwelcome, engineering first mindset is welcome, and we want you to just ask any question you want. With that, I would just want to again say, make best use of the day, inspire us also when we are doing this. This is first time we are doing, get us the more purpose to invest more in this community, and looking forward to very good outcomes of this community. Thank you. Appreciate this.
Thank you, Anjali, for presenting the welcome address. Yes. For all of you here, a very quick update. I'm sure all of you also understand that we've actually started the session a little late because of various reasons. Hence, a quick reminder that the sessions that were scheduled on Sketch, that is from idea to prototype, and new technology, what's real and what's hype, that was part of the engineering scale conversations. Both these sessions that were scheduled for 11 o'clock are now being moved to 11:30. Rest all the sessions of the entire day will continue to progress around the same schedule that has already been communicated earlier. So that's a quick update. As I had already stated earlier that members in the house today also had a chance to walk away with some uber cool gifts. That's an Ather 450. Along with that, some great merchandise from Google. A quick reminder, the treasure hunt has started. The treasure hunt is live now on Unstop. If you've logged into Unstop, you will also find the hints there. you can search for the QR codes, get the hints, search for the QR codes, scan them, and solve the puzzles to get your next updates from Unstop on the treasure hunt. So that's that, and this is for the user community. Of course, do not forget to update your social handles, that's Instagram and LinkedIn, about the Builders Edition, the Ather Community Day, with of course some magical experiences or pictures that you click. Do not forget to tag Ather Community Day 26 and hashtag Be Unstoppable to qualify or be eligible for the competitions that are ongoing. With that, moving ahead with our next address. So the next address, of course, the speaker brings in some surprises to the builder community, and of course with those design bent of minds. With a roaring round of applause, let's call upon the head of design of Ather Energy, Bikash Jyoti Biswas.
Check. Okay, cool. Hi everyone. So I think Anjali gave a fairly good understanding of what Builders Edition is all about today. I want to take you guys through about like how did everything really started, right? If I look back when Ather really started, before everything else, before we had a team, an office, equipment that are required to build. I think what we started off was a really good vision of what Ather really wants to do. What is the future of how people would actually move, how people would move in India. And to sort of manifest that vision, it sort of went into creating the very initial sketches of what and that wall where all these ideas were put up became the means and ways in which everything that we ended up building was built very holistically and well put together. And that is, I think, is something we used, and that's the means with which we started designing for those things, and that has been our job ever since. So one of the things we thought about is that the simple question was, we have figured out a way of doing this. What if we actually put this out to the larger audience? What if we actually put it up to the builders group, which is beyond with Ather, to sort of enable them to build better basis what we have actually learned. So this is something that we are launching today, which is we are launching and we are calling this as Design Outpost. And to tell a little bit more about what this is about. So it's about the word itself, right? Outpost. The whole meaning of this is before you really establish, or if you're exploring, if you're going beyond your usual comfort zone, if you're exploring, you wouldn't go and build a headquarter directly. You'd build an outpost. An outpost is a space where you can go a little crazy. It's a small place of conversations, interactions, discussions, debates that enables you to then push forward and move and explore further. So this is a means and an engagement by Ather where we will be able to have conversations essentially with the larger community. We will be able to have mentorships and collaborations with the larger community, and we will also be able to have certain level of showcases and exchanges. Little bit of what today is all about is also that, right? But it's about building this not as a one-off like today, or we will do it, of course, eventually at hopefully in every community day, but it's about a little bit more of a constant interaction that can keep on building with the community at a larger scale. And the first thing that we are actually launching is our Post Challenge. This is the first interaction that we are having, where it's a mentor-led design competition, something that actually enables you to do it with us with us as a Ather in terms of mentor-led interaction, which will run for 8 weeks, and it will result into a showcase that will happen at the Ather Design Studio in Bangalore. It's something that we didn't want to do alone, and we wanted to bring in a partner who will help us do that. And to do that, we have partnered with YDI to sort of bring about this challenge into life. More about what the challenge is about and all of this we will share going forward. But to talk more about what YDI is all about, I would like to call Saurabh, who would talk about what YDI is if you guys don't know about it.
Hello. Wow, I'm so giddy right now. It's honestly surreal for, thank you Vikas for handing over the mic, but it's honestly surreal for me to be here today. I've been an Ather nerd for more than 5 years now. I think it was 2018 when I first test drove the vehicle. And in fact, once I even tested my own Ather to the limits when I drove it all the way from Pune to Mumbai and back. And it was one of the best mobility experiences I've ever had, to be very honest. And since then, I've been following this brand very closely, and I've been amazed at all the standards that Ather has been setting in the industry. Another thing I'm a nerd about are communities. So in 2020, along with a bunch of awesome designers led by Sushant Vora, I helped start Young Designers India. I can already see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, but for those of you who don't know about us, we are a community of over 16,000 designers and creatives spread out all across the globe. And we are built around a very simple idea, which is that design shouldn't happen in isolation and that designers should not operate in silos. And to that extent, we envision a design ecosystem so connected that every Indian designer has access to like-minded peers, has access to mentors, has access to even industry experts, almost at their fingertips, so that all of us can come together to learn, to share, to collaborate and create stuff together. And in that spirit, we launched a community projects initiative last year, where we brought together 15 Indian designers from various geographies, Jaipur, Mumbai, Salzburg, Rotterdam, you name it. What these people did, they worked across teams of various sizes, and they collaborated on a couple of projects. We used a chess set and a deck of cards as the shared medium, and the brief was really simple. We explored how we can express modern India through form, through symbolism, and through play. And honestly, this project has gone to places that we never imagined when we initiated this community projects idea. It has been featured in the press. We were sponsored by Figma to bring these projects to life. And yeah, honestly, all of this has put these 15 designers on the map. And that is why I'm so excited to collaborate with Ather on the next phase of the community projects initiative. Because Ather has set a very high bar for design in the industry. And I know that when we bring our design community closer to Ather's design processes and closer to the Ather team, I'm very sure some of the best design work that young designers in India are doing is going to come out through the outpost challenges that Vikas shared about. So with that, and before ending, I would like to give a very quick shout out to my dear friends and teammates at YDI, Priya, Prathamesh, Sushant, who have been working behind the scenes tirelessly to bring this to life. And yeah, we are really excited to be here, and we are really excited to see where this goes. So that's me.
So, but today I think it's about going behind the scenes. I think we always have seen what's the polished outcome, the well curated pieces of things that comes as an outcome and showcase which happened yesterday. But today is all about getting behind the scenes, asking the questions about why this, why that, be able to unravel some of those quirks of what led to what and how this outcome of a certain experience happened. So I would want all of you guys to sort of go deep, have conversations with all the folks who have actually worked on these products and they are there in those various places. We have a bunch of conversations lined up which will anyhow give you a more deeper insights of how we do what we do. And I think that's the whole day all about. So participate in all the conversations that's happening. Do check out the experience zones which are out there. Play all the games. We have also, a lot of games have actually been designed by us and not just like designing the products, we design all the games and the whole space. So ask questions about that also. We do have some, one of the projects that one of our interns had worked on is on Showcase to talk about more about how the thinking goes behind it, what depth of work that you get to do when you're sort of part of Ather. And yeah, and this of course allows the
right? And conversations around sketch will happen towards the right side corner, my right, which is your left. And then conversations around years of media experience across television, radio, digital, and live events. He's also been running the India Design Week. Everybody in the house, let's give a huge round of applause and welcome our moderator for session, Mr. Suresh Venkat. Quick reminder, the sketch session that is from idea to prototype and scale session that's new technology, what's real and what's hype would start off at 11:30 a.m. at the respective venues.
Hi everybody, how's it going? Not bad? Okay. Let's invite our panelists. Can I invite Srivatsan Subrayal, Head of Product at Ather Motors, Vedant, Head of Applied AI at Sarvam, Shreyas Sitapati, Chief of Staff to CTO at Ather Energy, And Rajesh Golkar, co-founder and CTO of Sarla Aviation. Panelists, can we have you on stage? Suresh. Hi. No, order doesn't matter. What does matter though is what everybody here thinks about deep tech. Right? So, can we have the Slido poll please? Can all of you pull out your phones? This is going to be an interactive session. You're going to have to tell us whether India can build a deep tech ecosystem in India or not. As soon as you're ready, you'll see a QR code on screen. So join the Slido poll and we want your votes. Let me know when you've scanned it and then we'll start. Enter the number obviously. Okay, first question we have is, will India become a serious contender in the deep tech space in the next 10 years? Can it be done or can't it be done? Okay. First, let's get a mood of the house before I pose the same question to you. "30 seconds more. Okay, the good news is only 2% of this audience are skeptics that says it can't be built. But mixed news is that many conditions apply. It's not going to be an easy sell. All right, if we can close the poll and let's get to the questions. Yep, you can grab a mic. So Srivatsan, let's start with you. Can India compete in the deep tech economy?
Yes.
It's on, just shout into it.
Hello. Yeah. Yes. I mean, we are all bought into it, and that's kind of why we are spending a lot of time on it, right? It sounds a little, difficult to digest, but we do have everything that we need to be able to build. But as the poll actually quite rightly said, there are conditions that need to be, maintained for it to prosper the way it needs to.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's ask Vedant the same question. First of all, what is deep tech? Why is it different from this tech?
Yeah, so a little bit of background. Actually, before Sarvam, I used to lead deep tech investments at Peak 15, which was before that Sequoia Capital India. So I've seen the journey over the last 4 or 5 years. One thing to understand is that every ecosystem goes through its own journey, right? If you remember, 15 years ago, most of the startups were e-commerce or some consumer tech, chat applications. I think in the 2018, 2019 era, most of the successful ones were in the fintech domain, right? And when I was in venture capital, most of the more new interesting startups were actually from deep tech, right? So we led investments in a bunch of semiconductor companies, bunch of manufacturing companies. So we already saw the transition happening. And to answer your question, what is deep tech, right? Where essentially we are going after hard problems where there is a huge technical leap to cross upfront, right? And that then solves the downstream distribution challenges. Right? When you build a moat and say that I have figured out some manufacturing process or some design challenge that gives me a huge delta over existing incumbents, that is how we used to think of deep tech. It requires upfront capital, it requires patience for taking experiments and bets, and that is happening more and more often in India as we speak.
Rakesh, next question for you. Why in the deep tech industry in the first place? It's a complicated industry, fraught with failure. Why not work in the app layer? Why not work in the software layer?
Actually, I was working, last 13 years I was in Europe working for many startups like Neo and Python, especially a lot of Chinese startups I worked. And before that I was also working for legacy companies like Audi and BMW. And I think what I saw that after working in a startup is they have like almost 30% of their skills, like the people in them are all Indians actually. So like Joby, Archer, even in our company also a lot of people are coming from abroad who are trying to make a difference. So 30% of our talent pool is from all of these companies and people who are trying to move back. So I think this is the right time to build a startup because with the advancement in technology, with the advancement in AI and with the skill set that we have, I think this is the right time. And even the ecosystem for funding such ambitious startups also there right now.
Yes, your opening question. Hard problems are obviously very hard to solve, and the kind of R&D you guys do is fraught with failure. India is not a very failure-tolerant society, so why do it at all?
I think, so, I think the payoff is huge. So, firstly, just to go back to the earlier question, which is can India be a deep tech powerhouse, whatever you want to call it? I actually think we already are.
Yeah?
Yeah, we already are because if you actually
tell all investors, including Peak 15, that we are, because everybody is saying that we cannot be there.
So there is the underlying IP, the underlying sort of technology that is developed in a bunch of labs. And if you actually go dig around in some of our national labs, right, that exist across the country, whether it's CDAC, whether it is ARCI in Hyderabad, whether it is Baba Atomic
DRDO, anybody.
DRDO, you will actually find fabulous work happening. You will not believe the kind of work that's happening, right? And you will be able to license this for like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. There's actually, if you go to the Baba Atomic Research Center website, there's a small page called Entrepreneur's Corner. And then for 2 lakhs, you can license some completely ridiculous thing, right? So it's there. Somebody worked on it, somebody created. The problem for us has been the money and the capital required to take that, scale it up, right? And then make it a product. Right, which is what I think the venture capital ecosystem, which is what coined this term as deep tech. Otherwise, most mechanical engineers and electrical engineers call it core engineering. Right? So I think what they're waking up to is these foundational technologies need to be scaled up from the lab, and that's where capital comes in, patience comes in because you fail, and I think that's finally being bridged now, not just by the venture capital ecosystem, but also by the government. So why do it at all? Earlier, yes, we were risk-averse society. I mean, when you graduate from college, you have to make money and send it back home, right? Like that we were that mindset. I keep going back to this quote by Harsha Bhogle in this podcast he had with an Australian cricket podcaster. You say that earlier generation was like Rahul Dravid, very defensive, right? Like, you don't want to get out, and that was our mindset. But I think that's shifted now. Now it's more like Rishabh Pant, right? Like, how can I clear the boundary, right? So I think the mindset shift has happened. The capital is there, right? So I don't think there's really much of a barrier. It's just you have to give it time now.
That's a fascinating definition of deep tech. CDAC, DRDO,
Yeah.
Baba Atomic Research Center, ISRO. The most visible manifestation of deep tech in deep space. All right, Shivansan, back to you. Indian environments are gloriously unpredictable, right? I'm aware that Ather scooters have pothole detection built into the scooter, and it can create sort of a pothole map of the country which shouldn't exist in the first place, but they can do it, right? With so many variables in India, what's the future of autonomy in mobility, autonomous vehicles?
See, I know that manpower costs in India are not as sensitive as other countries, wherein autonomous, automation, industrial automation generally has been a little bit more prevalent, right? But we are also getting to that point where, given the cost of scale, there is that transition slowly happening, right? Like there is more and more buy-in to autonomy, purely from the fact that safety, costs, and reliability are way more predictable with a vehicle that just keeps operating rather than like a person who you are depending on, right? Even other than that, the other interesting thing is that given hardware and the nature of hardware, cost of the product will keep plummeting, right? Like there will be more and more people who will come in who are ready to do it, and we are seeing that with an explosion in the number of different players who are coming in, right? Like at 2017 when Ather really started, there was barely 1 or 2 players. Now there are 8 different players who are doing it in India. So that will change how dynamics change with autonomy and given how much commercial automobiles are picking up ADAS, the tech stack will become easier for you to pick up.
Okay. Vedant, next question for you. You know, Sam Altman controversially said that India cannot build foundational models. And you guys at Sarvam didn't hear his speech, good for you. So going ahead and contradicting him entirely. Right? What drives you at Sarvam? What's the guiding philosophy at Sarvam?
Yeah, actually, in the last few generations of technology, we have been users of technology and not builders of technology. And if you map out various domains, right, be it say nuclear or space, they have very high strategic importance, right? Maybe less so on the economic side, but very, very high strategic importance. Then there are other technologies like computing, internet, which are very, very high economic importance also. I think AI comes in that quadrant where it is both strategically very important as well as economically very important. And 3 years ago, when I was at Peak, we said that, look, this is a technology that we have to have sovereign access to, right? That was the thesis 3 years ago. What I mean by sovereign is we need to own the compute layer, we need to own the models layer, we need to own the data layer, as well as the interface layer. The full stack needs to be built, owned, and operated in India, right? That was the thesis. And we are seeing that play out, right? With Mythos class models, somebody in Washington will be deciding whether you deserve to have access to protecting or securing your own software or not.
Back in the day when we tried to buy Cray supercomputers,
Exactly.
somebody decided we are not allowed to have Cray supercomputers. So we built the Param supercomputer at CDAC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is this the modern day equivalent of sort of Western tech hegemony?
In some way. And see, I think, look, this is the worst that the models will ever be, right? Imagine the models will only keep on continuing to improve and improve at a faster rate because everybody is talking about recursive self-improvement, right? We are seeing even just yesterday, Chinese models, GLM, Kimi, have shifted away from open source, open weights, pure weights to a different kind of licensing model. And very soon that will also go closed source. When you have such an important technology, why would you give it away, right? So it is very, very important that we build this technology stack in India from scratch. At some point, we have to start that journey. We are seeing this because we already work with, strategic sector, defense, Navy, and we want to ensure that this technology stack cannot be shut off at any point of time.
Shreyas, next question for you again. Let's define what Ather is, or Ather is. Are you a deep tech company that happens to make scooters, or a scooter company that happens to play in deep tech? Which way, how do you define Ather?
I don't think it's on the internet, but there was a 10-year video, when we had 10 years later video, and in that video, there is a ex-employee now, unfortunately he's not at Ather anymore, he's out building his own stuff. But he, I think on the stage he says, we're trying to build motor controllers, we're trying to build batteries, we're trying to build chargers, we're trying to build software. This is either brilliant or completely stupid, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Right? So Ather is actually many companies in one company. It's a design studio. If you walk into the different floors of Ather in our corporate HQ here, you will get that feeling. These are actually completely different companies. So it's not even just a deep tech company. It's a deep tech company plus a product company plus you can even say it's a marketing company. We have our in-house brand.
Sell the category
It's a category creator. It's a charging point operator, right? So there's many companies in one company. That's what also makes it a fun place to work.
All right. Now the question of deep tech both inspires both awe and fear. I'm going to ask the audience the second question of the day, and this is the question. If you can fire up the Slido poll, if you can pull out your phones, it's a question about deep tech. The question is, what is the combination of deep tech and AI mean for you personally, your career? Just talk about yourself, not the industry, not overall, just for you. We have three options. Everybody is happy. There's a mix of both fear and awe, and everybody is worried. Sorry, we just get the screen back. All right, another 30 seconds to finish your voting. Looks like everybody's finished. Okay, here we go. We have half the room that's accelerated at the career opportunities. As we know, most disruptive technologies, from what we understand, at least the history of technology, has a 10x multiplier. It creates 10x more jobs than it destroys. But to pretend that it won't destroy jobs at all, I think is sort of foolish. And 11%, that's 1/10 of this room, are worried that it's going to be disruptive. Let me start once again with Srivasan, and then I want to go to Rakesh after that. Is this fear that deep tech and AI, this combination is lethal and potent and will displace armies of workers, armies of knowledge workers?
Yeah, I'm with the people who said I'm both worried and excited, right? Like, see, any new disruption that comes in, it brings with it its own changes, right? You probably might need to relook at what it means and like, but I'm not like entirely completely spooked by it as well. Having used enough of these products, I know that it cannot replace a person completely, but it does make a lot of mundane stuff easy for me to do on a day-to-day basis as well, right? Like purely if I bring it down to the brass tacks. So there will be changes that you can expect, but I wouldn't be like completely spooked as well.
Okay, same question to you.
So the way we look at
Srivasan
it,
says it cannot replace people or unlikely to replace people. I don't see typists anymore. I don't see people who drive horse carriages anymore. And I don't see bank tellers anymore. People have been replaced by previous technologies.
for sure.
Why then believe that this will not replace people?
The horse carriage driver became an automobile driver, right?
Correct.
Like, that's the difference
They
that you need to
transformed
look at.
themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So just to give you context, the previous company that I worked was having 1,000+ employees, by the way. And
what did they do? What is the core of the business?
It was similar like air taxis that we were building. I was part of that company in Europe, basically one of the leaders in that space. And they had 1,000+ employees actually in R&D itself. I know the product realization was not happened yet. So you can imagine like what we realized is it works like a double-edged sword. You know, it can be good and bad as well, by the way. You know. And now that I'm building my own startup where capital is a little scarce, right? Like, and burn rate is something that you want to keep it under control. And with the help of AI that has come in, basically, like even when we hire people, we're trying to look at people with 3x capabilities, right? Like in startup, you want people to wear different hats at different times, basically, you know, increase their ROIs. And when AI came in, like 6 months back, we started working on an enterprise AI. It's like a serverless within a company. A person logs onto his own dashboard, a personalized dashboard, and there's whole task, there's everything automated on it. And everybody's informed. Like what we wanted to do is information should be like as a flat hierarchy. Everybody should have at the same time, you know, same information. So, but what we have managed to do that is like we have like, you know, I mean, increase the ROI by almost 10x now, basically, because you know, like when you're running such a complex project, the information is something that like, you know, everyone needs to be on the same page at the same time, right? And project planning is something becomes very tedious.
And now with this enterprise AI, we are actually very streamlined. And this is saving a lot of time for all of these people, right? And not just that, but even our engineers have made a lot of tools that is usually saving almost weeks of like their time in terms of crunching data and all of that. And now all of a sudden as a startup, we can iterate faster, you know, with a very limited resource as well, basically. And that's also the reason we have capped our company strength to 100, and then we are growing outward, basically. So we have a lot of employees from outside companies trying to bring that value chain, basically. But internally, we are 100. We are like brains, and the rest of the outside ecosystem, we use it as hands. That's like executioners, basically. So like you see how much things have changed now, and that's why I say this is like the right time to start a startup. Yeah.
Okay. Vedant, one of the big stumbling blocks in the deep tech industry is actually quite a boring stumbling block. In India, it seems to be the availability of land, water, electricity, public transportation. How is India's deep tech community dealing with just these basic fundamentals?
Yeah, this is where things are still, I would say, slower than I would like. And this is also very state dependent. You go from one state to another, your experience can completely change. I remember as a VC, one of our portfolio companies, I think, Shubham, who is the founder of MetaStable, should be here soon. They are building battery recycling and rare earth metal refining factories, and you know had to go through like a insane hell of an experience for over 1.5 years to just get access and permissions, right? But we are also then seeing that this is improving. Some states are now competing with each other on making it extremely friendly for startups to get these permissions in a single window clearance mode and get started, right? So it's a different experience in different states, and it's...
So where does the state of Karnataka stand on this?
I mean, I would like to differ. I would say that specifics will be different for different domains, right? I think different startups, maybe space has a different experience versus manufacturing has a different experience. So I don't want to kind of just paint the entire state with one or two particular examples. But my sense is that I think founders should look at which state has the fastest and best single window clearance process for their particular vertical domain before they choose to decide where to put up their factory.
Rakesh, what are the challenges you face in building a deep tech business in this state?
I think there are 3 risks that we have to retire. One is whether we have the skill and the right team. The other is can we raise that capital, because aviation is a very capex business. And the other is whether the regulation can form in timely manner, right? So in terms of having a team, like I said, we have 30% of our leadership team coming from all of this eVTOL program from abroad, basically. And then we have mixed it with the deep tech ecosystem that we have from DRDO, ADA, ADE, and you know, and other EV companies as well. When it comes to capital, I think it's already there. I mean, there are a lot of startups like Skyroot is a perfect example, you know, like something that they built was illegal at one point in time, and now it is actually like, you know, like they are poster boys.
Pride of the nation.
Yeah. So, you know, I think, and people have shown the risk-taking capabilities also, like the patience capital is available now, basically. So that's there, and I think we are working on the regulations. Aviation is one of the most highly regulated space, you know, and then the best part is nowhere in the world where regulator is ahead of the curve. I mean to say that in abroad there are players or startups who are pushing the regulator to form those regulations. But here in India, the regulator has actually already has set up certain drafts already available, but the player is not there. And we are now we have a reverse push to actually come up with a product very quickly.
So are you telling me that if I wanted to take a vertical takeoff and landing taxi today from here to the airport, from a regulatory perspective, I can do it right now?
Yeah, the certification is there. Basically, the certification for building the aircraft, certification for building the vertiports, for pilot trainings, and all of this is already there. The problem is the player is not there with the product ready as of now, and you know that's where we are trying to make it.
Don't even see helicopters over our Indian cities, and I understand That's because air traffic regulations are so strict that you cannot land on private buildings, on private helipads.
Right.
If we can't see regular helicopters in the sky, what is the business case for what you're building?
So, just give you a context, right? There was a helicopter service and there is still Blade who's functioning in India. Actually, they had another problem. The demand was always there. The route like Mumbai-Pune, right? Where there's no commercial aircraft basically going back and forth, and you know, by road it takes more than 4 to 6 hours basically. So the hardware availability was a problem, because likes of Blades or Uber or others, they never owned the aircraft, and you always relied on the NOSOPs or other private players to give you the hardware, which means the aircraft. And sometimes they are always gone for Chardham or this political rallies or this. So if you're buying a booklet from me and if you don't have a predictable service, then you're not going to actually, get. It's not going to be commercial viable. Like I know people who used to buy complete booklets. It used to cost them one ticket 20,000 from Mumbai to Pune, and because they were so used to once you do one journey with helicopter, you will never go back.
You're not going to go back to driving 4 hours on the road.
Yeah. So like you can see, but since the hardware is not available and the aircrafts are not available, that's where we come in now actually. What we're trying to build is India's first privately held aerospace company, where we're going to build aircraft from scratch.
I travel Mumbai-Pune quite often.
Yeah.
When can I take one of your taxis and go?
So we want to be commercial in 2030, 2031 around that.
I'm already an old person, but I'll be super old by then. What happens till 2031?
No, in between we're gonna by 28 you'll see a full-scale aircraft flying in the sky. We'll present it to the certification authority to get it type certified basically. So yeah, the process is quite longer. Like you can imagine in aviation, you have to build at the safety factor of 10⁻⁹. Like where 1 in billion failure rates are acceptable basically. So it's like you have to build to that rigor.
All right. With that, I'm going to go to the next question to the audience. If we can have the Slido poll. And this question concerns autonomous vehicles. So would you trust a fully autonomous vehicle on Indian roads? We've all seen the videos of autonomous vehicles in other countries. Okay, a room of skeptics.
A lot of convincing to do, looks like.
Yes, Shiva. So the next question is going to come to you while people are voting. You can see a high level of skepticism on trusting fully autonomous vehicles in India. You said you work in more private, perhaps industrial environments.
Yes.
Are you seeing it diversifying one day onto the roads as well?
They are two completely different problem statements, right? Like an industrial floor needs precision in autonomy. A Bangalore road needs a very different skill set altogether.
And a prayer.
Yes, I mean, especially with the number of potholes that we have, right? But that being said, it might not be us who do it, but I'm quite hopeful for a day where a level 4 ADAS vehicle is out there, like a Tesla FSD. Because see, it is again like how things evolve. It's not just India who's working on a lot of these technologies, right? There are a bunch of these Waymos and like Zook's and Teslas of the world who have a very mature tech stack already, and they are clocking in millions and millions of miles in the US. Yes, the boundary conditions are vastly different, but it's about tuning for Indian roads rather than building all over again, right? So I wouldn't be very surprised if by 2028, 2030, there is a fully autonomous vehicle out there in India as well.
Okay. Yes, obviously this question is designed directly at you. I know you operate in the two-wheeler space, and two-wheelers may not be autonomous for the foreseeable future. But this question of autonomous vehicles, just visualize the future 10 years from now. Do you see 30% of all vehicles on Indian roads, both commercial and passenger, driving autonomously?
It's a function of infrastructure. Obviously, like Shivajan said, they are tuned for certain environments, and they're not.
Need to hold up the mic. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So they're tuned for certain environments, and they're not ready for others. I think depending on the tech you put on Indian roads, like I think if you put a Waymo on Indian roads, it'll just stop. It'll be like, sorry, I'm not going anywhere. I think if you put a Tesla, I think there's a reel going around on the internet about that visualization. So I think a Tesla on full self-driving isn't safe on Indian roads, if you put it that way. So I think in certain environments it will, and blocks of the city, that's probably where it will be okay. Like maybe just inside that Hiranandani place in Bombay, right? Or just in a certain area in Bangalore. Maybe it'll start off like that on predetermined routes, and then eventually, I think 10 years is too early because you're competing with people here, you're competing also with the policy making. Right? You see enough pushback just on the gig economy with gig workers, right? And Rapidos and so on. I think there'll be an uproar in India if autonomy comes. So I think the bigger thing is actually probably not technology. It's going to be convincing people this is safe, calming down the emotions that are associated with this technology, because so many people's livelihoods depend on people driving. So I think that's actually going to be the bottleneck now.
So the social, cultural barriers can be as strong as the regulatory and technology barriers. Right. Vedant, same question to you. This whole question of autonomy and autonomous mobility in India, what is the business case? What is the potential? What can it unlock for India?
Yeah, I actually agree with both the statements, right? I think rather than thinking of autonomous vehicles generally on roads, I think there is a stronger business case for autonomy inside, say, controlled and closed environments, maybe warehouses, industrial parks, factories, automation lines. I think there it is much more here and now, and that is a good way to kind of earn the reps before we go to the public roads. I think that is one way of thinking. The second, to your point, right? I do agree that this was a 10-year or 15-year journey, even in US, with their infrastructure and few tens of billions of dollars of investment that have gone into it. We will also see a similar kind of a journey. I think one particular domain that I would call out for autonomy is humanoids or robots for defense. I think a lot of us are seeing the humanoid Olympics or event that China recently did, and they are just shuddering to think that these are the ones who will be fighting the next war, right? I think there is a lot of interest, by the way, from venture capital ecosystem to invest in these kind of technologies and bring it in the defense domain, where actually for most of deep tech, the first adopter usually is the strategic sector and defense, right? Because there you're not counting pennies, right? You're not talking about ROI. It is of national strategic importance.
One of the early drivers of technology, streaming online payments, there were two fundamental forces. One was war, and especially the space war, and the other was pornography, the desire to stream and the desire to be able to pay. So you're saying war continues to be a big driver, and defense continues to be a big driver of advancements in technology. All right, we're going to go to the final audience question now. If you're ready, pull out your phones again. This question is for all of you who live and work in the city of Bengaluru. Obviously, Bengaluru is one of the centers, Silicon Alley as it were, of India. And what could derail the story? Because we are all, as Bengalurians, convinced that we are going to be the tech capital of India, perhaps a significant tech capital of the world as well. Rakesh, are you smiling because you're going to bypass the road power infrastructure and directly fly overhead, over and above all of this?
Yeah, I think that's...
Another 30 seconds? Yeah. We have a sense of the house. Over 80% believe that roads, power and infra are going to derail the Bangalore story. Srivatsan, your thoughts? Are things getting better, worse or staying the same? And there are no politicians in the audience, so have at it.
I haven't seen much of a difference. I've been in Bangalore for 10 years now. I don't think so. it pretty much seems to remain.
What do you think can create that change? What could be the prime driver of that change? Hard to say?
Yeah, probably not the best person to answer that question.
No interest in joining politics yourself? The same question to Vedant, because I think this is an important question, that we have all the elements in place. The poll says we have the talent, we have the capital, we have the raw materials here in Bangalore. But if you're undone by roads and potholes and traffic jams, where is the story going to go?
Yeah, I think, I particularly believe that youths cannot stay back and say that I will not have, a voice in politics. They have to exercise their political will. We saw a recent example of that in the last couple of months, and change was affected. I think as more ambitious entrepreneurial people want to build companies in Bangalore, they should become a very, very important political voice on what is required to make Bangalore the hub of deep tech, not just in India, but globally. And we are actually already starting to see, I mean, if you see on LinkedIn and Twitter, ministers are talking about, hey, I met Anthropic today, hey, I met this AI company today, right? Like they also want to be seen as helpful to deep tech and helpful to startups, but I think rubber needs to hit road. I think we need to exercise that political will, and there is a sizable amount of people who care about this deeply enough now, right? So I am hopeful that this will start happening more and more often.
Shes, how many employees does Ather have today? About 2,000, 3,000 employees?
Yeah, about 600 including the factory.
2,600? 3,600. So 3,600 people have to get to work every day, right? They're going to have to face an hour or two of traffic every day. Once they get to work, they're going to sit and make scooters and other people are going to buy, and the rest of Bangalore is going to curse them and say, all of you are adding to further traffic there, right?
We take the least space, probably less than a bicycle.
That's true.
Or more than a bicycle.
You are a very efficient mode of commute. But many people say the rise of personal mobility is also the failure of public transport. We'd like you to take a train up to a point, get down, then take maybe an Ather, share a scooter service, do the last mile, and come back to the station. Right? How do you see this improving? Because you're only going to expand in the city of Bangalore. What's going to be the prime driver of Bangalore's roads, power, infrastructure, and overall physical infrastructure in Bangalore?
Yeah, so I think we have way too much baggage as a city to expect our city to look like any other global city. It's going to be its own unique beast, and it's going to have its own unique solutions. Like you lose, or maybe Srivatsan's company will build, Ati will build something that goes from metro station, like a feeder service or whatever. So I think it's hard to gaze into the crystal ball and say this is what's going to happen, but political will is important. I used to live in Whitefield, work here, and 10 years back, this is nowhere close to what it is today. Right? The metro was still, like the pillars were being put up. So I have seen how Whitefield Rising, which is a local citizen action group, has worked with the government to make Whitefield better. So political will combined with innovation, right? People innovating for this context, for our baggage effectively, is what is going to affect change. I think we'll need everything. We'll need personal transport, we'll need the largest bus network probably in India, we'll need, I'm a believer. I think once the metro gets done and the electrification of buses happens, and Bangalore is amazing in terms of EV adoption. If you come to South Bangalore in particular, you are starting to see fewer petrol scooters than electric scooters. So I feel like Bangalore will electrify fast, will have a great metro network, will have a beautiful bus network, and because the traffic is already a political issue, I think politicians will be forced to solve it. Our administrators will be forced to solve it. So I'm actually an optimist. I think the velocity will come from the pressure the public puts on the administrators to execute well and execute fast. I think that's
political will, public pressure, technology. Three driving forces.
Three things that, along with everything that's happening.
Final question for Rakesh before we open it out to the audience for questions. Rakesh, take any science fiction story from the 1950s, 1960s. The first thing you will see is flying cars. Right? 2025, the first thing you will see. It's 2026, I've not seen a flying car yet. One thing that I understand is that battery technology continues to be a major constraint for powering electric mobility. It seems to me as an amateur, I'm not a technologist, that battery technology has just not kept pace with the advances in computing technology. We had room-sized computers that are now smaller than a fingertip. But batteries continue to be a bulky, cumbersome technology. What are both the constraints from a physics and chemistry point of view? Why can't batteries be the size of, let's say, the kind of batteries I put in my remote and power my vehicle for a month?
I think that's a right question. So I think there was a statistic that battery density will grow every year by 7%. But it hasn't happened.
Batteries?
Yeah, no, it hasn't happened actually. We are at the max at 300 kilowatt per kg kind of a situation here. We do face that problem because now you have to put an oversized battery in an aircraft, and aircraft every gram matters for you.
That's the bulk of weight in the aircraft, right?
And that's also the reason we are looking at a hybrid tech basically. So we actually have a series ICE engine connected in series that charge the battery while it's flying to increase the range. But in pure electric, you can achieve what you need for the city commute basically, because you're going to hop, like the max kilometers distance you have to cover is almost 40 basically. So that's possible. But I think also the kind of batteries that we are using is also like pouch compared to what's cylindrical, you know. They're a little lighter compared to, so you actually can achieve around 200 at a pack level, 200 kilowatt hour per kg kind of at pack level, you know. If you go for cylindrical, it might be a different story there. This is one of the challenges that we are also facing basically, you know. So, but how we're solving is, right now, we're not waiting for the technology to catch up. Basically, over time, obviously, there are good work being happening in solid state and other places. But currently, how we are solving is whatever tech is available, we gonna incorporate that. Instead of going for cylindrical, we're going for pouch. I think the ecosystem is not there as of now in India, so we have to even build that ecosystem to deliver those pouch, high density pouch basically. And then over time, you know, hybrid will come in place. And when the next technology like hydrogen or any other tech is available, what we have done is the space allocation in our aircraft is there. So when the tech is ready, we can actually just phase it out and bring a new tech inside. So you don't have to rebuild the entire aircraft.
Okay, fair enough. With that, I'm going to open it out to the house for questions. Couple of rules. Tell us who you're asking the question to, and try and keep your question brief. Raise your hand, we'll try and get a mic here. Any questions from the audience for our panelists? Yes, gentlemen in the front, can we get a mic here? Yeah. Can you stand up, sir, so we can see you?
Yeah, so this is
Got to hold up the mic a bit.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Aditya, and my question is to the server team basically. So, okay, so you are building basically LLMs for India.
Can I request you to hold up the mic?
Yeah, okay. So, this question is for the server team. You are building LLM for India, but to commercialize it basically, you will have to like keep the costs in check. So on the technology front, we don't have any semiconductor in our country. The electricity cost that is like too much, right? So like given that you want to commercialize your product, the enterprises and the business work. So what USP like you are going to have for your product? Thanks.
Yeah, so 3 points to that answer. First one is that we try to pack as much intelligence as possible in smaller models. So our 100 billion parameter model actually beats 600, 700 billion parameter models, which are, you know, much more costlier to inference, need much more GPUs, right? So all conversational workflows, all banking related workflows, which is our core focus area right now, we try to finish all of those jobs in that 100 billion parameters itself. That is point number one. Second, on the contrary, actually it is cheaper to build data centers in India than in US, which is why you will soon start hearing a lot of announcements that even US companies are going to build data centers in India. That will bring a lot of GPUs, create a lot of jobs. I think that is the second point. Third point is we are also starting to see innovation at the semiconductor layer. There is a company called Agrani, which I was very, very fortunate to be a part of that journey. They are going to come out and, say that we will build GPUs from India, right? So that will be another level of innovation. So I think all these layers, we have to look at it from a full stack point of view. We don't need, say, a 5 trillion parameter model for doing simple tasks like conversations between a bank and a customer, or for a BFSI workflow, right? So that's how we look at it. The full stack of innovation needs to be done in India.
Right, another question here. Try and keep your questions as short as possible. We'll try and bring in as many questions as we can.
Hi, I'm Anirudh. As you may have seen recently, OpenAI or Anthropic announced that they're going to buy the Hugging Face company. So most of the open source models will be now closed, and earlier you said that the Kimi models will also be become closed in the foreseeable future and start charging the customers. How do you feel about that? Are you at all worried that we will not have any open source models anymore? And what is India doing to reduce RAM prices? That's my question.
So I think NVIDIA is looking to buy Hugging Face. I don't think that will take away open source. NVIDIA actually wants to proliferate open source as much as possible so that they don't have a customer concentration risk. Today they have two, three large customers who are responsible for 70-80% of their future revenues. They want to spread that as much as possible, make it available in a more open way, which is why they are supporting open source by buying Hugging Face. I think that is the other thing. On your last question, I don't know if we are yet doing anything on RAM technology. I'm sure there are engineers working for those companies in India or in those places, but I'm not aware of anything yet.
You want to just grab this mic.
So the NVIDIA thing is also there, as he rightly pointed out. It's also their play in like diversifying into physical AI more, right? Like Hugging Face is the preeminent, repository for us for a lot of things, right?
Okay, with that, I think we have come to an end. I think we're out of time. So gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your views. Members of the audience, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your questions. Thank you. So, group.
Thank you, Suresh, for moderating such an amazing session with a bunch of amazing speakers. Yes, to all the ones around, quick update, very quick reminders, the sketch scale and the build sessions, that's from idea to prototype, new technology, what's real and what's hype, and data isn't same as insights. All these sessions are the way, make your way to the respective points. That's that. And we will get back into this video where we're going to see this is over.
This variant which has keys.
So this is a design section.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I capture it?
Capture what? The vehicle?
Oh, what you are explaining?
No, I'm really sorry. I don't have the permission to do that. Yeah. You can capture the vehicle. Yeah, please. Sorry about that. But thanks for asking. Thank you. I mean, thanks for checking.
It's completely okay.
You're very kind. Thank you. So, this is the design section. Myself, I've been a taker for 12 years. Yeah.
Also on the experience of like let's say the keyless to your auto all the touch points that you have. So that is there. And then we have researchers working to understand, get the feedback, give the inference, all those things. And then you have airport actually defines, and based on that your architecture is also going to get defined based on what your airport points are. So, and yeah, multiple people, like at least from design people are doing.
I think there are a lot of differences in both the collections with the different cockpit of it. Yes, body feel, backward and all this.
So it depends on the variant. So that's a higher variant. So you have the body color there. So essentially what we have followed here is like a car. We have an exterior and an interior. So that's what we have. Yes. Sorry?
It's a proto.
It's not a proto, sir. It's a tooled-up model.
But this kind of fit and finish is feasible in production?
Yes. This production is out of factory, sir.
No, is it?
Yes.
It's a nice. Because generally they will be black.
Yes.
In the center stand this time, the first Ather with center stand and 14-inch tires.
What is the gap, what is the flash, all those things, nothing will be we were trying to get it within the limits.
The display,
Because it's
navigation.
This I think it's a plastic, right?
No, metal, aluminum. So that's a coating is slightly different. So that is.
I think it looks like a plastic.
Reverse charging, reverse.
So basically for extra this thing grip. So because it's a footrest, right? So for the extra grip, that coating is there.
I guess this front panel is fiber and remaining panels are metal and side indicators. Rotary. And this is the base variant, and now we'll go see the top variant, and these are the keys. Let's check out the Z variant.
Try the vehicle with airbox.
This is a Z variant.
When there'll be like the ride level changes, I would recommend you go to the next few stalls because every stall is highlighting different things. Like this stall is particularly about the rides, changes in the like he's talking about the backrest particularly. So you can, I would say, jump around, you'll figure every small detail about this thing, then come back on the screen. Data. What's your name? Mohammed? Got it.
This is a hello, Venkat. Hi. This is the top variant.
This is the Z variant with the touch dashboard. which will launch next year. But we had worked on it, so we are like, might as well show it. So that's what have you used an Ather before?
No, my friend does.
Oh, your friend does. So you have some idea of how it
Basically,
will,
I'm an automobile enthusiast and a content creator.
Oh, okay,
so
got it, got
I'm
it.
here to.
So I think one of the things we wanted to do because we were redesigning or rather creating a new vehicle from scratch, we didn't want to carry over what we had done in like 450 Rista in terms of software. So one of the problems there was when you first keep a key on, you're greeted with like a 3-section menu there telling you all the features. This was a problem because people, especially who are like slightly older, used to get overwhelmed. They're like, this is too much. And I know I have to press brake and start and I'll write. I won't look at this also. So we're like, that's a problem for us. We should solve it. So that's what we have tried to do with the new UI. It's fully restructured. It's not just a color change. It's where things sit, everything has changed. So
Only
far.
built for this?
Only for this.
New UI.
New UI. New, I would say platform itself, software-wise. So, one of the things that is new is now we have like applications. So like WhatsApp becomes an application, cricket scores, documents. Notifications we'll show for WhatsApp, but previously you had to go inside like a Bluetooth menu to do this. So now we have built like a specific place for it. Another problem was when you were navigating in a Ather vehicle, your map would be only this much and here it will be ride information. Now we are doing a full screen map experience. So also it's much more smoother. We're using similar hardware, but it's about optimizing that hardware. So it's full software stack you'll have to look into and work on optimizing. That's something a lot of effort has gone into.
Maps integrated with smart helmet hollow.
Yeah, all of those things are available. And let's say we go to Indranagar. One of the things we have added is multi-route select, which was there in the previous one. But here we have clear indication in terms of panel. And one more addition is the road quality. So that's something we have with pothole alerts that we are integrating with Google Maps. So your Google gives you one based on traffic and how many people are there, how much time it will take to reach. Then we are putting in our pothole alert algorithm also in that. And based on that, which is the best route, it will be recommended here. But in case that is not the route you want to take,
Also considering the potholes and everything, it will suggest us.
Yes. So it will be traffic, pothole, distance, all of those things, and you'll get the best route. But in case you don't want that route, you can always switch. Let's say I want to go through this route. So I can navigate and it will start. It will give me my instructions, what time I'll reach. So it's 11:57, 1 hour it will take me roughly to reach. And that's navigation. And we also have a new ride visualization. So the form itself, we have brought in the front DRLs of this vehicle into the digital space. So one of the ideas for us was when you walk towards the vehicle, you are looking at the physical form of it, and then when you sit on it, you see a continuation of that form on it. So that was the idea. As you ride it, it sort of opens up and gives you like a glow aura type effect, and that matches with how the vehicle rides also. So once you do a test ride for this vehicle, you'll realize, oh, why we have done this. So that is one of the things. There are a couple of new features also.
And
Magic Key and all, of course, you can go to the next booth, they will be talking about Magic Key. But there's things like Airwalk, which is a new feature. Where
Airwalk, you don't have to throttle.
You don't have to throttle. So you're giving a slight push, and then the vehicle will tell you Airwalk is working. So it's like I'm not feeling the weight of the vehicle. I'm just walking.
It recognizes front steps and back steps.
Yeah, so and it will visualize it also. So now it's understanding I'm pushing at, like let's say I'll push at the front. And it's showing me that it's pushing at the front. The vehicle will give me that signal by the motor itself. So I'll feel that push. And similarly at the back. So the use case for this is like you're sitting in not traffic but rather parking. And you want to go inside a small space. You otherwise had to do like a small this, small this, small this. Or you
to avoid that, you can just it will give an assistant.
It's a small thing, but once you get used to it, it's very difficult to go back to anything. So yeah, that's essentially the new dashboard experience.
And backrest is adjustable?
No, that's for this one. So there are essentially different booths for this. This one is purely about ride experience and the dashboard. For backrest, you can talk to them. For keyless, you can talk to them. So it's like we have worked on these things. So it'll be better for him to answer on that.
Sure. Thank you.
Of course.
So that was one of the considerations. The other one was button placement. Now we put it in the center obviously intentionally. I wanted it initially on the side because I was like it's more easier location to press or but easier also means easier to accelerate. Now for safety reasons, if I accidentally press it, it will suddenly go down and it that sort of sometimes people tend to just hold it back side. Exactly. And we do that if by mistake we don't realize that we press the button, it will suddenly drop down. So we took that decision that hey,
Here we go, the Z variant top model.
we don't necessarily keep it easy to access. It's intentional decision.
Same goes with this. I think front one is a fiber one, and remaining everything is metal, and same 14-inch tires, and same center stand and side stand.
Oh, right now this is a prototype. These are vacuum casted parts, so I've not done my texturing on this.
So this looks like...
Yes. These are prototypes, but at least from same of direction. If you get a black scooter, like black seat,
So like the
floorboard,
same finish.
this will be black. And if it's blue, it will be like that. So we're ensuring that the design is maintained with the accessory also. This is an accessory. It should not feel like an afterthought. That was also a core direction that we had chosen, where the accessory should feel like it's part of the vehicle and not feel like it's a sore thumb sticking out. Yeah. That's why even the design, all the surfaces are all extremely in line with the design language of the vehicle. So what we do is, as a designer, I work with the engineers also. I handle all the Class A and the user interactions and balance that with whatever my engineers help me with. Class A is all the external interactive parts. So all these things are Class A. On the inside, where all your ribs are, where all your down houses are, those are Class B. Those are done by your bodyworks engineers. So those are experts in plastics.
How do you open this? Push?
Yeah, we push in and pull up.
This click sound, you see.
Sorry?
The click sound,
Yeah.
you see. Doesn't it like sound like very, plastic body type? And like,
Correct.
That might, let's say if there's a user, right? And if I get this click sound, I wouldn't completely rely on this thing, because you get that plastic thing in your head. Oh, ये plastic का है.
Right.
टूट गया तो something like that. So what about that?
No, so we are, that's what, this is still an advanced stage prototype.
Correct.
Now that we've got the mechanisms working, it's these minor things that we are fixing, like even these gaps, these are all stuff that will be fixed in the final production. Like
Maybe if you work on that, like maybe you can make it more premium and...
Yes, that is the intention. We are working on the button feel as well. That's also part of the user experience. What is the spring tension? What is the sound of it? Because I need sound. I want to give customers the assurance that it is locked in place.
So like I was working in Titan, so there you see the click sound of the watch. That is also decided.
Yes,
like
correct.
More premium watch, you will get like more premium.
Exactly.
Is this also like is a dent here to put your thumb in?
Sorry.
The dent here is to keep your thumb here, or
Yes, it's
is it
many
intentional?
reasons. It is intentional. There are many side benefits, but the main reason was
the structure of your back.
Structure of your back. You give a little bit of breathing space for your spine, but also like long rides, hotter climates, you start sweating. There's a bit of breathing space, but also splitting it gives extra flexibility of the cushion itself. If it's one surface, you won't have this. That improves your comfort feel, which is not something that you can measure in numbers. It's something that gets experienced, which is better with a split cushion than with a single cushion. And the other benefits, like you said, is there's just a better space.
Like in the market.
It's already launched in the market.
Like they have mentioned that the base variant is in September and this will be coming.
This is the base variant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the S,
S variant, okay.
Yeah. So it comes with the
Oh,
normal
S
key.
variant will come with this?
S Plus will come with this.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah. That will take some time. We've just launched everything, so it will take some time.
much better. Also, what do you call Magic Pop? Is this a Magic Pop?
Auto Pop is
Auto Pop,
on the Z variant, not on this.
Okay.
Somehow the colors of the X variant are much better than the Z variant. I feel like.
This was really good. Initially, this is the other variant of the Z. But
Even I really like the copper and black combination. It looks quite nice.
that blue is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check the Z variant. Where does it go? Where is it? The Z variant. The indicators are aligned with the music.
Yes. I mean, it's there somewhere in this area. Oh, in this area. I thought actually.
I guess this is the top of. This is the Z variant, I guess. Even I am very confused about which variant is this. I guess this is the one.
This vibrations, I would speak to every single issue. I don't know. But it sort of affects your ride quality a lot. Because if you look at the Gen 1 that had on we took it off board because it affected your there it sort of rise and low.
Exactly in the basic, right?
Yeah, it's in that.
Unless it's like a sinkhole kind of pothole.
Excuse me, this is the Z variant.
Yes, this is your highest.
Auto pop is funny. Can I
click it?
Let's see. See that this is our storage space, and it's too deep. Good enough for the large size helmet. Are we missing the light provision here?
Sorry?
Is this for the light provision?
No, that's actually for your diagnostics too.
Okay.
I think that's just popped off.
Okay.
Yeah, this is your diagnostics piece. Yeah, this is just.
Yeah.
We're trying to set it up.
As the founder said, Kulja Sim Sim, the boots get opened. That's how you open the Ather Konarc new one. Sure. And in some variants we are missing the back support. You can see the quality of the backrest, and the seat is also too good. Storage hook, start stop button. I guess this is the charging port, and this scooter comes with an onboard charger, so there is no big brick in the charger, so you can charge it very easily, and storage management is at peaks. Nice. Hello. This is the display. And guys, this is the Reset variant. Thank you.
So I'll record it for the 27 human interface, then that will show me what is the issue. So the belt is there, belt issue is there, that will say that check this belt because your belt has a tooth cut or tightening, so that issue is detected based on sound frequency.
Hello. వస్తున్నా చెప్తా That's how anti-skids demonstration.
So, are you guys here to queue up for the game? Here with the.
Hello, actually, hello.
Like, 2 new strikes are next to stop it actually. And avoid the problems.
Pothole mapping. సరే రమ్మ Here comes the Ather Vista.
See that.
Ather Vista.
You can control your speed. You can set it to something if you want.
Okay.
You can lock your scooter. There's like a lock safe feature that will trigger. And yeah, you can find nearby charges. Just do center scooter. Like this is real time. Center scooter. Hello. Hi.
Hello,
Abhinav. Hi. So yeah, I mean this is the exploration. Ather Labs is all about concepts, explorations that we build.
Yeah, this is the one they recently launched in the event.
This Konarc.
Konarc. With Konarc they have launched some features and
Yeah, that is different.
Yeah,
So
okay.
there's like an exploration that we are doing.
Okay.
So if you have the Ather app on your phone, so it will come on your watch as well.
Okay.
So watch me, you can see all your real-time controls.
Yeah.
If you do this, double ping, it will actually ping your scooter.
Oh, cool.
So this has gesture controls. Second is, let's say, if you want to limit the speed of your scooter from your watch, you can actually set it at whatever speeds you want, and it will be real time. So it will be directly sent to your scooter.
Cool.
So yeah.
Unlimited.
This at 60, 70, 80.
Too accurate.
Yep. Let's see network. No, yes, correct. But yeah, there's things that you can actually try.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, 50. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
You can see. Hello. Can you explain about this?
Basically, this feature is called like voice on Ather.
Okay.
You can give the command to the scooter to do something, like to navigate to some place, to call that, to change music, to change the scooter setting also. Okay. Here are some example commands you can try actually.
Okay.
Wait. So vlogger, YouTuber. What's your channel?
2 weeks.
Wait, I will.
Thank you. 2 weeks to 4 weeks.
Oh.
Should I tell?
Yes, yes.
I used to suffer with this, but
Everyone.
it's too convenient in this helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. Smart, hello.
To make the helmet, to make the scooter start listening to you, you have to press that button for 2 seconds. Now say something to navigate to some place, to call or something.
Let's go to MG Road.
Wait, again you have to press.
Let's go to MG Road.
No need, you can.
Okay, you have to hold it until the voice.
No. You have to just press for 2 seconds and then you can leave it. It listen for you for some time, and then.
What's the battery backup in the helmet?
Actually, you can check more about helmet from that counter. I don't know about the helmet much. The helmet also like instruct you through like turn by turn navigation. The helmet has the speaker now. If you need to turn from somewhere, it will notify you. If it get bottle and all, it will notify you from the helmet.
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is a helmet, guys. Hello. This is a new version, right?
I don't know exactly about the helmets. You can check.
In Apex will be different. See, you want to call your friend to tell you that it will be that option. You can just click that. You have to log in and it's same like this. Good ISI or dot 35 loading system usually comes around somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. Yeah. And a module would be somewhere around 4,000, 5,000 extra. So the whole combo would be somewhere around 10,000. Yeah. Selling it outside.
What's the battery backup in the helmet?
So continuous playback at a medium volume would be somewhere around 16 hours. Okay. It takes somewhere around 1.5 hours to charge.
Are there sizes in it like?
Yeah, medium, large. So this is medium. Okay. These are XL. Okay. Those are large.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm ensuring that this guy is
The other color, guys. There are different types of sizes: medium, small, and large. And here you see. And let's go to the next stall. Handle demonstration and Ather 450X. Go. These are the accessories. Throttle, seat covers. Tire pressure monitor, and these are the chargers with the lock.
This is the same frame as well, except for the tail.
That is the yellow version. Luggage bag. This is the same thing. This is a 375 watt charger, and this is within 3 hours. the merchandise guys.
I'm not sure. Power of the model is 4.7.
Which body is this? Which version's body is this?
So this is called EL platform.
Okay.
Yesterday we launched our first scooter on this platform, which is called Konarc. It is the first time we have a steel unibody
Okay, this is
chassis.
the exact body of Konarc.
Yeah. So we are just showcasing here what goes under the hood. So this is where how you see the vehicle. If you remove everything, this is what you will see now.
Okay.
And this is the naked chassis page.
Okay. This is the body of the Konarc scooter which was launched yesterday, and it's too strong, and it has mono shocks on the back, 14-inch wheels, and perfect stand. What is the basic battery pack in this? It's a starting version.
You mean kilowatt hour in terms of capacity you're asking?
Kilowatt.
This one is I think an intermittent one, maybe around
Okay.
3.5 or something.
Okay.
But it can accommodate from 2 kilowatt hour to 5 kilowatt hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there easy way to change the bells or not? Something you could,
So this has a different transmission unit. It has a gearbox.
Okay.
It's a completely sealed unit, and it requires only oil change once in 50,000 kilometers.
Okay.
So there is no belt inspection, no maintenance in
No
any
belt is not there.
No belt. That is only in 450 and Rista we have belt.
Okay.
This is a gearbox system.
Oh.
Not belt driven.
Not belt driven.
No. Less maintenance.
Yeah. Zero maintenance.
Once in a year service.
Once in a year.
Or 10,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
So which parts do you think that needs to be oil service? No. Service is fine.
Yeah.
You mentioned the oil needs to be.
This joint,
Okay.
this joint, side stand joint, that is the main thing. It requires some lubrication. Has to make it smooth. And there is one cam also here inside the brake. Cam arm, that also requires.
You mean after removing this inside part?
Inside there is one, like a
For that also.
grease plate.
I usually does it for my own vehicle. Okay, I was thinking maybe.
Even center stand also, so that you can put.
As claimed, this vehicle's gearbox transmission and
What's this about? So we'll show you the gradient. It's a very extreme 17-degree gradient. So I'll show you that even in this condition, it is easily able to climb. And the road feature also works.
this is the white one, guys. Okay, let's see the demonstration.
Yeah, helmet.
Helmets on that.
With your weight, with your weight.
Okay.
Yes. Start Abhi, slow down. With constant. Come on. 70.
And this is the black one, guys. Black or grey, even I don't know. But this is the base version. You can check the key. And this is the keys of Ather Konarc. And this doesn't come with auto pop. I'll take onto this. Okay. It's very comfortable. Very comfortable. See the foot space. It's too good. And the vehicle feels very lighter. And it gives me confidence when I get onto the vehicle. Yep. This is about it. This is a 6 kilowatt charger grid which is available at outpost.
So at that point you might not be fine with battery swapping. You might want a faster charging solution. Also battery swapping is not easier, right? You still have to pick up that 10 kg battery.
But when DC fast charging is a disadvantage, you can get for more time, it will affect your battery.
So we essentially take care of the battery health. Okay, we claim we have tested it, and hence we can claim that it can give you around 3000 charging cycles with a fast charger, which is essentially, if you do it for every day, if you do a fast charging, you are still safe for 9 years, and we give you a 10-year battery warranty. And also you don't have to fast charge every day, because let's say your commute is 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers. We have a 150 kilometer range vehicle. So essentially if you charge once in 3 days, it extends your life.
It's about 2.1 kilowatt.
Okay. If you use a 2.1 kilowatt, which gives you a standard 100 kilometer, you can do an overnight charging also at home.
What about the thermal management that you have implemented?
So I don't know how much I can tell about the thermal management system. Okay. But we have a passive cooling system. It's not an active cooling system. We don't have a radiator or any coolant fluid going through the battery. Correct? We rely on natural convection.
Is there any plans for Ather to move towards battery swapping?
So this one charger is for Konarc variant only today, which allows you to do that combined charging. So for the older vehicle, we still have the old chargers which are available.
They're not fit for this.
You can use the older chargers for the Konarc variant also. That is not a problem.
Then we can use this also for.
No, you cannot use this for the older vehicle. The only problem is any older vehicle, which is a Rista or a 450, doesn't have an onboard charger. We brought in onboard charger with Konarc. We had on Gen 1 vehicles, but those are not in production anymore.
Hello. Yeah, this is a new charger.
Yeah, this is a new charger.
There's no big. Let's wait.
So this is the AC charging cable for the vehicle. So charger is on board.
Okay, yeah,
on the
it's
vehicle.
incorporated in the vehicle.
It's incorporated in the vehicle. So hence no brick for onboard charging.
Okay.
If you want a faster charging, you get a charger which has a brick.
Okay,
which is
we have to mount
50
it.
watts.
This is a new charger, guys. So no brick at all.
Compared to other vehicles. So
Home charging.
we have product
with higher capacity one.
To design it for 450 it was a more sportier electric vehicle. Arista was a more family oriented. And then we figured out we also need to deliver something for comfort on riding. So that's why we built this as a vehicle which shows a comfortable riding in a city.
So let's go with the colors, various colors. Before that, this is a height adjustable one. Just you have to press it. And then back. Strong enough. Side rest. The quality is too good. It feels very heavy. Standard side rest. Here comes the first Ather scooter with center stand. These are the extra accessories. And the number plate holder.
You want to meet the designer?
Yes, CNF designer and the designer if they are here.
Sorry.
The new colors coming with Konarc.
He's also the designer.
Red, blooming copper, celestial gold, and it's shiny. Quartz white, majestic grey. But it is too good, guys. The backrest. Okay. Comes a rear profile. And which comes with this variant also. This is the top variant. This comes with both backrest and auto pop. Just give it a gentle press, your boots get open. If your hands are occupied on both luggage and etc., you can just give it just a pop with your knee. It gets opened automatically. I guess the scooter is locked.
So we help
The white variant. White is always premium and always elegant. Too cool white color. I like white. Positioning also too good. Nice design with the mirrors. Front profile is too good. The DRL. This scooter is too good. And the seat quality, comfort also good. And the seat is too large and can accommodate 3 people easily, but it's not recommended. So, this is all about the community day builders edition. Let's see other parts in the event.
This is our battery pack, vehicle battery pack. Yeah, it's aluminum die cast, which is what we are doing battery bash. They are hitting each other and
increasing the governance.
Okay.
We want people to realize that there is no problem with the batteries and no risk there. You can bank them, you can drop them.
Very big concern.
Exactly, yeah. We want people to overcome that.
Okay, thank you.
Too good, guys. Too good. Battery bash. Let's see the junior wrist stuff. There are too many tiny, whatever it may be. Let's see that. Too tiny. Ather everywhere. Let's go. What's this? What?
E-Tech navigation was improved by this company. So what if people say it is a very innovative product in itself, how if we implemented that like from that time ago? So everything is a thing. So operations or anything like maybe it's like 90 was this product is not it should be exactly that. Really for indicator.
Specs over there. Ather 450, Ather Arista, and game zones, two cool game zones. I guess this is following me again.
ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టేస్తాను ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టేస్తాను
Exit. No, this is exit. No, I want exit. Why? Huh? It's food area. You should go from there. Okay. Entry from there.